Hi everybody, welcome to my new channel. In this video, I'm going to give my review of episode 1 of Dragon Ball Daima English dub. I am only watching the English dub version, and I believe the next episode is going to be available, the second episode is going to be available in English dub this Friday. I believe that's how they're doing it. And the English sub is already at episode 13. So it's like 12 episodes ahead. That's where the English sub is at. So, I'm only doing a review on the English dub. And the first episode just came out last Friday. The second episode this coming Friday. So yeah. So let's get into this. So, there are a couple of new characters in the first episode. Well, actually a bunch of them. And apparently, one of them is Supreme Kai's younger brother. I forget his name already. And the other guy, Goma, is that his name? Apparently became the new Demon King. Or maybe just realized he's the new Demon King, I guess they're rewatching all the Z-Files up to current events. Right up until the Babidi saga, like in the Buu saga, and they saw Debura get turned into a cookie and eaten by Majin Buu. The first episode seems to take place before Super, before the 5-year skip, like not too long after they wished away Buu's memory, and I'm already seeing a couple of plot holes. That is, if you want to connect it to Super. So, problem number 1. Spoiler alert. However, if anybody's going to watch it, I'm assuming they've already familiar with Super and the rest of the Dragon Ball series. So, in Dragon Ball Super, there was an episode where actually, during the Tournament of Destroyers, it is revealed that Kibito Kai was no longer... Kibito Kai, the fusion form of Kibito and Shen, were no longer fused. And apparently, they asked Porunga, the dragon of Namek, to separate that fusion. However, in Dragon Ball Daima, since Buu's fusion... No, excuse me, I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. Since Vegito's fusion wore off or separated after they was absorbed by evil Buu, Kibito Kai decided to have good Buu do the same and absorb them so that their fusion would wear off. Because apparently the magic inside of Buu is more powerful than the fusion earrings that should have lasted forever. Never mind that this issue was technically addressed in Dragon Ball Super. Unless that scene wasn't canon, when Gowasu told Goku that it lasts an hour for mortals, because Goku asked about that in Super. So again, it's either either way it's a plot hole to me. Big plot hole. Okay? This is a plot hole. Unless in the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima, like the very last episode of the series, whenever they're done with it, unless they have a way where they use the wish or something to erase everything and like to restore everything back to the way it was, so that these events in Daima never happened. That's the only way they can redeem it. But that still wouldn't explain why Supreme Kai and Kibito were no longer fused. So it seems to take place right after Buu. So like right after they wished away everybody's memory of Buu. Possibly even after that he's always late of Dragon Ball Z. So then, these new characters, they seem to be like, they are good. Like, we got new characters and add to the plot, and they reveal a little bit of Debura's origin, and they also revealed specifically, officially, I mean, apparently it was already known, but this is the first time that it was actually mentioned in the show. Dragon Ball fans wouldn't have even known what they've already said unless they looked it up themselves. But apparently this is the first time that it's actually mentioned in the show that pointy-eared peoples, such as Namekians, are a type of demon or something, which I'm assuming that a demon in Akira Toriyama's eyes, or in Japanese culture, probably means something different than a demon in, say, a biblical culture, a biblical background. And apparently there is a Namek that is over 3,000 years old, which nobody knew about. His exact origin is currently unknown. However, I'm sure that it's going to be revealed in further episodes. So, again, the storyline is good, just like the storyline of Super. Could have been good if they had stayed consistent with the plot line. The storyline in Daima can be consistent. It can be good if they stay consistent with the plot line of Dragon Ball Z, because it's backfilling right after. Similar to Super, the first episode of Dragon Ball Super, similar to how the first episode of Dragon Ball Super did a recap all the way from the early Dragon Ball episodes to the Battle of Majin Buu, Kid Buu. Dragon Ball Daima's first episode did the same thing, and again, that's when you see Goma, one of the new characters, and apparently Supreme Kai's younger brother. So apparently, Goma and Supreme Kai's younger brother is watching them. Like, going over the fight with Goma. And then after that, Goma is declared the new Demon King. And then a new female character comes in, and she's revealed to be the sister of the guy that was revealed to be Supreme Kai's younger brother, making her the Supreme Kai's sister also. So I'm guessing that the Supreme Kai has a bunch of siblings, because there's another guy who seems to be like watching from the shadows later on in that episode, who kind of resembles King Kai. Not King Kai, Supreme Kai. And going from the trailer, this guy, the Dragon Ball Daima trailer that I've seen, this must be the guy that's going to be revealed as Glorio, which is the name of the second episode. this episode is conspiracy. And I'm assuming, judging by the guy's appearance, that Glorio is also a relative of Supreme Kai. But if he's not, I'm quite curious about who he really is and why he was watching Goma and these other people from the shadows. That's what I'm curious about. So I guess we'll just see where the story takes us. I probably, again, spoilers. So again, there are a few plot holes. However, I could tolerate some plot holes in a show. I mean, as I have with Dragon Ball GT. I mean, Dragon Ball GT does contain some minor plot holes, but nothing big. Nothing too big. Dragon Ball Super also contains a bunch of plot holes. And too big to ignore. Did the video just freeze? Yeah, Dragon Ball Super also contains plot holes that are just too big to ignore. Like, kind of makes it a bit annoying. I mean, I suppose technically, so did Dragon Ball Z, like every Dragon Ball series. But nothing stands out as much as Dragon Ball Supers. But that is another video. So, and speaking of that, I do believe that at some point it's going to continue. They're just waiting for I believe that they are waiting for them to be done with the manga. Like, that way they can start working on and continuing the anime, in my opinion. Because it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. But again, that is another video. I believe one of the biggest reasons that it took this long is because of Dragon Ball Daima. I mean, we do not know how much time passed between the end of episode 131 of Dragon Ball Super and Akira Toriyama's decision. I know. I come up with a new series. Manga. I call it Dragon Ball Daima. And this time, I had them all become kids. So, you know, like, we don't know how much time passed between that, and that could be one of the many factors of why Dragon Ball Super still has not continued. And I also believe that another factor is they are waiting for the manga to be finished so that they can continue the anime. Everything that is Dragon Ball related, it's always, because they always made an anime of it. Okay? It's always an anime. But that's that later video. And wouldn't that be a great way to honor Akira Toriyama? So yeah.